Hey guys, welcome back to Play Earn Crypto with your host Bogdan Maslesa, and in today's video we will be looking at what's recently been happening to STEPN along with our sneaker investment, and definitely we want to share with you our investment strategy and how to minimize risk, which I'm sure you will want to hear about, and of course be given our oversight of what to expect next from this project. Now, for those of you who are hearing STEPN for the first time and have not seen our prior videos on it, then make sure to go ahead, click the link in the right top corner that you can check out more about our specific STEPN videos, which we did earlier in the summer. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So what happened to STEPN and its two native tokens, GMT and GST, in the last few months? Essentially, as you guys have witnessed and in some cases experienced, the token prices have plummeted. There is a number of reasons for the catalyst that brought down the prices to the levels they're currently at today. The first one, of course, was being the China ban. STEPN decided not to pursue operations in China, and China played a significant amount of users at the platform earlier in June. So essentially, when those news broke out, there was a huge sell pressure from the Chinese user base, and that's what essentially the first domino that started pushing down the price. And then we had the Lunas and all other essentially bear market scenarios, which we don't need to cover in this video, but you're well aware that a lot of projects are losing their token value, and of course STEPN was no exception. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you never actually lose until you sell your asset. Now, what I mean by that is if you bought your sneaker at the peak and today the value of it essentially is 10 times less than what you paid for, as long as you don't sell, you haven't lost or gained any essentially money on it. So what we would say is definitely the cycles in crypto come and go. So we have the bear market, which we're in now, but it doesn't last forever. So before you know it, we will be in the next bull run. And whenever that happens, in 3, 6, 12, 24 months, nobody knows, no one's got the crystal ball. But when that happens and the prices start shooting up, then you are more than essentially free to pull out your investment. And of course, preferably you want to pull out at a high price to take a profit, not to suffer any losses. Yet another important factor to also keep in mind is the renting feature, which is to be released in September, early September. And essentially that will allow you to rent out the shoe which you purchased and have people rent it out, do your walks, runs, or jogs, and essentially generate GST for you with you doing absolutely nothing, as long as you are just renting out your NFT. So keep that in mind while this bear market lasts. You can also give out free opportunities to essentially new members that want to try out and do the hard physical work for you, and you just rip the benefits of being the NFT owner. Now, all of that being said, STEPN has still come a long way since its launch just over 6 months ago, earlier in the year of 2022. Now, having launched the realm on Solana and BNB chain, it was only a matter of time until there was an Ethereum realm also being released, and that did happen earlier last month with the collaboration between STEPN and the Bored Ape Club, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with, and essentially the STEPN Ape collection, which is being airdropped to all the ape holders. Actually, not directly airdrop. There is some small actions that the ape owners need to do, such as retweeting with specific hashtags, essentially to promote and get new user members and introductions to the STEPN ecosystem. And this is one idea that they've been developing and working hard on, building more and more realms for different big brands and companies, essentially giving a fresh new take and opportunity on a new demographic. And to mention, for those of you who are probably scratching your heads right now and thinking, what is this guy talking about? What realm? Realm essentially is a server that hosts a fork of the actual game. So the game itself is using all the mechanics of the STEPN app, but of course it's customized with its own perks, its own token for its own ecosystem. Now, finally we get to the important part, which we wanted to share with you, our investment strategy with the sneaker from STEPN. Now, what we did, essentially, it could be replicated in any project, and I think would be a very smart move, especially for newcomers to Play to Earn, And the simple trick is every day when you make your earnings, your in-game tokens, in the STEPN's case, the GSTs, we would convert them straight away to the stablecoin option, which in STEPN was USDC. And essentially what that allowed us was, with all essentially swaps that we did from the in-game token to a stable coin, as the prices crashed, we were able to buy, if not the same amount, even more Solana than we initially spent to buy the actual NFT. So by converting your daily earnings to a stable coin, you minimize your risk by the prices crashing, which we are experiencing at the moment. So what does the future entail for STEPN? Well, that's actually very uncertain at the moment, because due to many factors in the crypto sphere and the bear market that we're in, have played a significant role of how the project will progress and the adoption rate that will be coming out in the next few months. Now, we're yet to see that. We'll keep a close eye and we'll be reporting on it. Another thing maybe to touch upon is the interesting developments that we see from GMT, which is slowly gaining value and has dropped much less than GST has. And perhaps one reason is that the GMT is the native currency that's bridging all the different realms within the STEPN ecosystem. So as we progress, GMT will have a much bigger utility than as to compare to GST, which is just the in-game token of the STEPN's own personal realm. Now, final notes to keep in mind is that the actual game STEPN, it's still in its 4th public beta phase, so the game is not fully yet finalized. Once that happens later by the end of the year or perhaps beginning of 2023, we should be seeing the final product and the final features all implemented, which should be very interesting to see how that progresses and how the community spreads from that point onwards. And there you have it. That should be pretty much it in today's short catch-up video on what's happening with STEPN. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks again for coming back and watching. And if you are new to our channel, then perhaps consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest videos on Play to Earn space. And if you are interested in potentially the hottest FPS game out at the moment, then definitely check out our latest previous video, which is on ev.io up in the corner here. Or if you want to jump straight into some juicy gameplay action, then go ahead and click the video right here. And definitely make sure to stay tuned for our future drops. Have a great day or evening, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.